Hi, everybody. Welcome to Seafood Strategy. Elevate every move, scale beyond. And our topic of discussion today is how do you show up? The power of image and presence in leadership. Your go to podcast on the tech, cybersecurity strategy, and growth. I am your host, Prem Kumar S. Today, and we will be exploring image management and executive presence making a difference in leadership. Our special welcome to all the people tuned into Power of Knowing Forum's weekly podcast series, episode 243, a LinkedIn live event. We have the honor of having Aarti Sharma, founder of 360-degree image consultant and international certified image consultant and a corporate trainer joining us today. Let's welcome our esteemed speaker to our podcast event and let's dive into the topic. Hi, Hi Aarti.
Hi Prem, can you hear me?
Yes, Aarti. Hi. How are you?
A very good evening to you and everybody who has joined. I'm super excited to become a guest here in yet another episode, and I genuinely appreciate the work that you are doing.
Thank you, Aarti. Thank you. Aarti, let's dive into the topic. When you walk into a room, what is the first thing that speaks? Your image or your words, Aarti?
So, Prem, very good question. You tell me, human beings are visual creatures. We listen through our eyes before we listen through our ears. So, very important it is that how you carry yourself, the image that you project, that speaks thousand words before you even open your mouth. So, very important it is that whenever you enter any new space, one room or another place, be mindful of how you carry yourself. Remember, people are watching you.
Yeah. Right, Aarti. Now, can a strong image compensate for a lack of confidence or expose it? What is your take on it?
See, your strong image is actually an extension of your confidence only. If see, not everybody is super confident, even if they portray that. So that portrayal is a part of your image. See, I've been a speaker for more than 2 decades. That doesn't mean that I never get nervous. It's absolutely human to get nervous in certain situations. The art is how you are able to hold yourself, how you are able to portray confidence. And when you pay attention to these visual triggers, you are able to showcase more confidence. And I tell you, Prem, your confidence is not something you are born with. Confidence is actually a muscle that you build. Like you go to the gym every day and your muscles are built. It's not a one day thing. Just like that, confidence is built by first faking it, believing in yourself, and then delivering. So this is a cycle. In fact, if I say confidence, let's see what confidence actually means. Confidence is actually a positive feeling about yourself that I'll be able to deliver a particular task in an appropriate and competent manner. So, whether it is showcasing yourself in that light, whether it is portraying yourself as a calm personality in difficult situations, or delivering a particular presentation impactfully, everything requires confidence. And your image definitely adds to it. That helps you build that confidence, your image. If you have a strong, powerful, authentic image, actually people get attracted to you. You become an opportunity magnet. Very important it is that you strategically work on enhancing your image. Actually, Prem, we all have an image, whether you believe in it or you don't believe in it, whether you work towards creating an image or you don't work towards creating an image. But we all have an image. And sometimes, if you are not strategically working towards enhancing it, then even people can tarnish that.
No, I agree for that, Aarti. Now, how do you or how has the presence evolved over the or your leadership journey? Because at the moment, what we see is presence is not considered very much or understood very well in the industry, where they say presence means being present. That's what they feel. But how do you see how has your presence evolved over the years of leadership journey is what I want to understand.
Prem, you are absolutely right. See, your presence, your leadership presence, doesn't only include that you be there, you are present there. It is the aura that you carry with you. It is the, yeah, that magnetism, that charisma that you carry with you. You must have seen, Prem, how some people just by entry to a room they own the energy of the room, and everyone in the room wants to be associated with them. That is the power of a charismatic personality, a well thought of image. So let's first see what an image is. An image is you in the eyes and minds of others, how people perceive you. And an integral part of leadership is influencing others. Isn't that so? Leadership is not just about getting work done, it is about inspiring confidence, it is about inspiring others, building connections. So, and your powerful leadership presence plays a huge role in it. Let's go back to our school days. Prem, if I just want you and all the listeners who are here, just close your eyes and think about the teacher who inspired you. Can you
Okay.
see that person right now here in your mind? Can you see
Yes,
how
I
this
do.
person, he or she, is walking? What are they wearing? How are they talking? So you don't remember
Yeah,
anything. Like, yes,
I can.
please, please, Prem.
Yeah, I can recall one of my social studies school master who was there, who used to dress in a blue pant and a white shirt. So that and he used to be tucked in, and that's what I recall when I close my eyes.
Very true. And you would hardly remember the SST lessons which he told you, which he taught you for so many
Hmm.
years. But what you remember,
Yeah.
his complete personality, how he made you feel. That is what leadership presence is all about. How you are able to make a mark, leave an imprint in other people's memory. If I ask you one question, name any leader who has inspired you, or anybody in the audience. Think about a leader whom you admire.
No, I'll look at our prime minister as the leader. Actually speaking, now you go. He comes in. There is a different wavelength that you get in, and the aura and the energy is
That's
different when
it.
you see him.
Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he's a textbook case of image management. The way he has worked tirelessly on his image. Think about the time when he was Gujarat's chief minister, then India's prime minister, today a world leader. At every
Yeah.
threshold, it's all about building his image. It's all about building his image to meet the next level of his political career. If you think about those pictures, who he used to look earlier, the way he walked, the way he talked, in fact, you'll be surprised that he has a huge team of image consultants. His entire
Okay.
convoy goes with him wherever he goes. Whatever he does, the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he moves his hands like this or moves his safa, all that is predetermined. Now think about it. If at that level he's working, he's spending time to build his presence, then can you and me say that I'm too busy to choose my clothes?
No,
In fact, Prime Minister
exactly.
Narendra Modi.
You're right, Aarti.
And you know what? Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been able to transform not only his image, his party's image, India's image on world platform. And that is the power of an authentic image. So whether you like him, you
Right.
hate him, but you cannot ignore him.
Yeah, absolutely. In your view, what are the silent signals of a powerful leader?
Could you please repeat the question?
In your view, what are the silent signals of a powerful leader?
Very good question. Now, you yourself said silent signals. So these are visual triggers. You know, leadership is not loud. You don't
Hmm.
actually have to raise your voice to make others hear you. Your silence, the gravitas that you have, that speaks much louder than your words. In fact, you think about those leaders, how they are able to handle difficult situations, how they are able to stay calm in those pressing circumstances. And that is what makes them a true leader. So, if you say the elements, in fact, Albert Mehrabian put it so beautifully. And till today, we follow what Albert Mehrabian gave us, that 55% of communication is done through visual cues and clues. So before you open your mouth, already you have spoken 55% what you wanted to say. So everything, whatever is visible on the outside, whatever is visible on the outside, says something or the other about your inner self. It's a visual cue that speaks the story that who you are from within. So your outer visual cues are extremely important. They are actually signaling something about who you are within.
Wonderful, Aarti. Now, how do leaders maintain authenticity while continuously managing their image? Because some people only make up to show an image, and after that, you don't find authenticity in what they do, right? So, how do these people maintain that kind of an authenticity while continuously or consciously managing their image?
So Prem, tell me one thing. What is the formula for trust? How do you trust people?
I think when I see a person into their eyes and able to look at the gestures when I speak something. I think that's where I'll get a intuition saying that whether I can trust him or not. That's my point.
Now you have nailed it. There could be various ways of how people trust others. But one important thing is its visual cue. Trust is all about visual cues. How, when we see somebody, how we meet somebody, we feel that, oh, I've got a positive vibe. Whenever I meet this person, I feel like talking more. Whenever I meet this person, I am able to share myself. I feel a kind of difference in the aura when I'm in this person's company. Or, I can trust this person anytime. That doesn't have to do with your loud presence. It's all about how you make others feel, the positivity which you exude. So, and what is that? That is the authenticity. Who you are from within showcases on the outside. Let me give one example. Sudha Murthy. So many times people tell me, Aarti, you emphasize so much on dressing, grooming. Look at Sudha Murthy.
Hmm.
Who could be a greater leader, woman leader than her? And then I tell them, and actually, Sudha Murthy is a textbook case of authentic image. She has used her simplicity as her branding. The way she dresses, she says no to any kind of cosmetic products. So that is her strategy. That is her thought behind creating an image which is authentically her. So whatever you do, it would appeal to others only when it is you, real you. Otherwise, your outer transformation will not be sustainable. I tell you something, Prem, you dress up like this, you dress up like that, but fourth day or fifth day, you will come back to your normal style. So, image management is not just working on the outer aspects. Image management is 80% self image, which is inner image, and only 20% the outer image. So, a lot of it has to do with your mindset, how you feel, how confident you are, how assured you are about yourself. Then only you'll be able to show up in that particular manner. And yes, authenticity, originality, that always appeals to others. In fact, let me give you another example. Abdul Kalam, President Kalam. Now you see, if I say President Kalam, missile man, think about the struggles which he had. We all know his story, and we all remember his signature hairstyle, don't we?
Yeah.
So, do you think he has hired a hairstylist for that? Well, no. That is his original style. And in fact, I can see a question here in the chat, Prem.
uh, PM, I'll bring that here. Yeah. So Aarti, the PM has everyone and everything to his disposal. How about common people is a question that is there.
Kenny, very good question. And we can all find time for doing things which matter to us. For example, you always get time to brush your teeth, even if you have no time left. You always bring out time to take a bath. If somebody likes to go to gym, they would find that time to go to gym. For example, I go to gym twice a week. Twice a week I go for walks. So that has been a pattern. So it's entirely up to you. Do you want to inculcate this grooming and dressing and portraying your best self every day? Do you want to make that a part of your routine? And I tell you, you do it for a few days, and the kind of response you'll get from others, you would not like to let go it. In fact, learning any other skill, a technical skill, or any other, for that matter, any other specialized skill would take much longer than simply spending 10 minutes a day to groom yourself, to dress yourself in alignment with your industry, in alignment with the role that you are playing, in alignment with the goal that you have. And you will be so surprised. In fact, one of my clients told me, Kenny, that whatever he learned in one of those executive MBAs, that he applies only once a year or twice a year. But what he learned from me, he said that I applied every day, and I can see people's opinions transforming about me. So entirely up to you. I would say just try it for a few days, and you'll be surprised how you'll start getting so much more respect. Everybody wants to get that respect. So many times people come to me and say that, Aarti, even after doing my best, I'm not able to get the credit that I'm looking for. I'm not able to get the respect that I deserve. And then I say that, have you tried changing your communication cues? In fact, the easiest way to get respected is looking respectable.
No, I think the point what you are saying is very important in terms of. I was reading somewhere, Aarti, where they said is how do a person judge you uh, from far. I think when you go to meet a person, they try to judge you before you go handshake them itself. The way you walk, the way you come, the dress that you wear or what you carry is what people would look at, and they will have their own first impressions is what I understand. There is few questions here which I'll bring it up as we picked it up here now. Aarti, waiting to get some insights from you. This is the first question. Then Mohan has said hi, and then he put this one. Then what we just spoke is what Mohan has put. First impression is the best impression. And then we have another pointer where is well said, Aarti, explanation. God bless you all. Then we have Kenny's question, and I think what we've completed, Kenny says, thank you for that, and yeah, thank you for that response, Aarti, what we have in the comments. Now, I'll go back to my pointer that I have. What part does vulnerability play in executive presence?
Excellent question. Very, very important question. And you know what? Vulnerability is a very thin line. Very, very thin line. Showcasing your weakness is not vulnerability. I would never ask you to showcase your weakness because you
Hmm.
never know how people would take advantage of that in today's time when you cannot deny the impact of office politics on your career. And you, whether you like it or you hate it, you cannot live without that. That is a part of our life. So unless you be smart enough to tackle it, you need to be smart enough to tackle it. And when I say vulnerability, that means how you have worked towards overcoming those particular challenges. That is being vulnerable. Vulnerability is not hesitating to ask for help. Vulnerability is sharing your story, that how you are working on a particular thing. That is vulnerability. And just speaking out loud and all the time talking about your weaknesses, that is not vulnerability. And yes, people would connect with you better. For example, if I talk about my challenge with technology, I used to be so scared of embracing technology, and then came COVID, damn, on my face. And I was so reluctant, I was super reluctant to get on the online mode, because my work is all about personality development, how you walk, how you talk, your body language. And what would I do if you put me in a box like this? But then there were challenges, then there was hesitation, but then I overcame. And you know what? That proved to be a game changer for me. Because of COVID, because I was able to implement everything online. So today we are able to talk only through that only. I started getting clients from all across the globe. So think about it, if I wouldn't have transformed my program to an online mode, I wouldn't have been sitting here. And with my community, I love my community, more than 74,000 followers on LinkedIn. What would I do without you?
Yeah, I think with the technology helping us to bridge gaps in terms of physical presence and the virtual presence, there's a lot of thing that is happening for us to make bigger image presence. What is the biggest image mistake even senior leaders unknowingly make? You have any thoughts around it? Any examples that you would like to talk about?
Yes, Prem, don't even ask me. Sometimes you, me, we all must have experienced some very senior leaders paying absolutely zero importance to their grooming. Working with a senior leader who has a body odor. Oh my God, how difficult it is. I think everybody has some person in their team who is not even aware of these goof ups. You name it, and we all have experienced that. uh, for a very important meeting, you are nervous about your presentation, and here comes your most important stakeholder with a button which is missing from the shirt, or a completely wrinkled shirt. And see, sometimes people want to showcase, oh, we are too busy, but nobody's too busy for a little bit of cleanliness, neatness. In fact, I would say, it is all psychological. The way you organize yourself, the way you come across as a neat person, that actually extrapolates into all other aspects of your life. For example, if somebody at a senior position is not taking care of his or her own body, now tell me one thing, this body is the most important person we know. We live in this body, and if we are not taking care of that, think about it. Do you think people would trust you with an important project? So very important it is to pay importance and pay attention to these small grooming tips. Men, those who keep their beard, like absolutely unkept beard, or I mean there are multiple faux pas which I can speak, but then hair coming out from their ears and nose, don't ask me,
Yeah.
there's no limit to it.
Yeah. What is one biggest, uh, or how can the professionals who want to build presence when they don't have a title? See, I think most of the time what we see is people having titles only have to be showing a professional presence and stuff like that. But most of them don't think that a presence is a presence whether you hold a title or not. So your take on it, Aarti?
Yes, definitely. Your title is not, you are not dependent on your title to showcase your leadership presence. The way you walk, the way you talk, everything speaks so much about you. Very important it is that, in fact, it's not only limited to your professional settings. I won't say that just pay attention, like it is all, it is in fact extremely important that it is mandatory that you show up the way you are expected to show up, depending on, in alignment with your industry standards, in alignment with your goal or your position. Yet, I would say the way you carry yourself each day, how you are connecting with people, how you are giving a smile to the, I would say, the guard who's standing outside your office, if you are able to make eye contact with anybody who's coming in front of you, regardless of the fact if this is a senior leader or somebody who's a simple person who's even a new joinee, I think that speaks about your leadership, your, not your titles. So that is silent leadership, how you make others feel.
What are some daily habits that help you show up with a presence even at difficult days? People feel sometimes when I'm stressed or some personal challenge is there, they don't dress up and say, "Yeah, I had a challenge, so I could not dress up and see." How do you look at that as making that presence as a daily habit, even when there is difficulty that is happening around you?
So Prem, tell me one thing. Do you know that our clothes have a huge psychological impact on us? And there's a term called enclothed cognition. I would like the listeners to research about the term called enclothed cognition. There's a research which
Okay.
shows that your clothes and what you wear and how you portray yourself has a huge psychological impact, first on the wearer and
Hmm.
then on the viewer. Firstly, this piece of, every piece of clothing which is hanging in your wardrobe has some power attached to it, and when you wear it, this power gets transferred to you. So think about it. You all must be having that one dress in your wardrobe that makes you feel super confident. And what happens when you go home and say you are chilling and you are wearing a t-shirt and your shorts? Do you feel relaxed? Isn't that so?
Yeah.
In fact, the coats and the formal dressing is made a little uncomfortable because your success lies out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Arti, have you ever rebuilt your image and what triggered it?
That is a question very close to my heart, very, very close to my heart. And yes, that has been a game changer for me. So I remember the time when kids were small, and I've always been a homemaker my life, and all my life revolved around both of them and Bhagavad Gita. That these two were the main, I would say, pillars of my life. I at a very young age, at the age of 28 only, I was exposed to this divine knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and then I started giving sessions on that. So then, all my life, my entire focus was there. And then I realized that I need to reach out to more people. And since then, everybody started working those days. Earlier, women, not every woman was working. I'm talking about early 90s when it wasn't mandatory for women to work. And I wanted to reach out to more people. And as they say in Rome, do as Romans do. And if you want to connect with these people, you need to look like one of them. Isn't that so? So now I wanted to connect with professionals. So I need to first of all look like a professional, and not only look like a professional, ace those values that these professionals must have. So now you think about the time, from the time when I have never ever given an interview in my entire life. And today I train CEOs on how to give interviews. So that is the transformation that I had brought in myself by God's grace. And that happened once you decide. And that is what gives me power, because you can transform your life, your image at any age or any stage. It is not just about clothing, it is not just about grooming. It is a your self image transformation, how you see yourself. First of all, it is how you see yourself. That is the first step, and then comes how others perceive you. So that is what I it was a challenge for me, but not that I not only I did it, I aced it by God's grace, and with a lot of consistent effort, and I'm loving it. And not only that, I've been able to transform thousands of people to become their version 2.0.
I think that's an important point and very very difficult situation to turn out our habits where we do it for a few days and after that we don't do it, right? So, does presence look different across cultures or industries? And if that is that so, how do we navigate it globally?
First of all, your presence should be in alignment with your goal, your culture, your role. We call it 4 A's. We call that 4 A's.
Hmm.
So, Prem, do you play cards by any chance?
I not occasionally, yes.
But you know about the game of
Yeah,
cards.
yes, I do.
So, in the game of cards, there are called 4 A's, चार इक्के.
Yeah,
और चार इक्के जिसके पास होते हैं उसका क्या मतलब होता है?
he has the largest pointers is what I'll say, and he's the highest count in number as well, right? So that's
So
what
this
I.
person is the winner.
Yeah, that's the winner.
That is what makes your image an all-time winner, if you remember these 4 A's. So that's a secret I'm sharing with you, which CEOs will never share with you for free. That is 4 A's of image, which is appropriate, authentic, attractive, and affordable. When I say appropriate, that means appropriate to the place you are going to, appropriate to the people you are meeting, appropriate to the culture. So today we are working in global organizations where there are employees from all across the globe, and we must understand their culture, if not in detail, at least spend some time. Because we your image, your mannerism, your etiquette must be in alignment with their culture also. Of course, your culture, there are certain do's and don'ts of each culture. So we must know that before we interact with stakeholders from various cultures. So very important it is. In certain cultures, for example, in India, there are so many different kind of thought processes wherein we have to, for example, we in India we consider books as pious as possible. No Indian you would see uh, keeping away books using your feet. So these are some cultural deep rooted values which must be aligned with your image, that even if you are doing something knowingly or unknowingly, you shouldn't be able to hurt another person's culture. So appropriate to the people you are meeting, appropriate to the place you are going, appropriate to the industry standards. First is appropriate, then second is authentic. We have already spoken about being authentic. You can't just copy others, you can't copy the trend. This person is dressing up like that, so I'll also dress up like that. Well, that person requires that kind of dressing. Do you require that kind of image? Then the third is attractive. Very important. We all want to look more attractive than who we actually are. The entire makeup industry, fashion industry works on that. So how you should be, you when somebody looks at you, it should be a good, give them a good, I would say, a view. Looking at you should be a pleasant experience. Good combination, color combination, good fit, well groomed, all that has an in fact, dressing well is a form of giving respect to others. Think about it. If Prem, you come for this LinkedIn Live, this podcast, without wearing your third layer or wearing a round neck t-shirt or not paying attention to your grooming,
No,
would you
I
ever
would
do
not.
that?
I will never do that. Yeah.
Yes. So fourth A is affordable. Of course, I'm not saying at all that you need to invest in expensive brands. I would always say quality over quantity. Have a few, but have versatile pieces in your wardrobe which can be mixed and matched. So, not very difficult. Plan your cluster, plan your wardrobe. It doesn't take long. It's just that
Yeah.
you need to have a will. Like you plan your meal. So, similarly, plan your outfits.
Yeah. I think that's a very important point because Aarti, if you recall, I think in the last two episodes that you've been part of our podcast, I think we've changed a lot of things in terms of presenting ourselves itself as a podcasting platform itself and the way we started to dress ourselves itself. Aarti. You told me to wear a watch, I still wear a watch. And I'm not going out without
Remember,
a watch, a handkerchief, a pen, and this is my pen which is there right here, and a book that you want me to carry. So there's a book also with me, and it's
you are giving out all the secrets,
there.
Prem.
So you had told me that when we started the presence part, being a leader or a person who's running an event like this, how he has to be presentable. So that's where I started off, and there has been a lot of changes that I've taken from what you have told, and it's been a great journey so far. We are on the Power of Knowing forum. We are at the 243rd episode today, and we have not cancelled an episode. We've had speakers all through who have supported us in this journey, and it's the way that we are carrying out with all the speakers who have been. And I think thanks to you, it's your third podcast with us. I think we did our 200th episode. Now we are at the 243rd episode again. Joining us. What
Your
role does? Go ahead, ma'am.
your hard work, your consistency, your perseverance. I salute all of that.
Thank you. Thank you, Aarti. What role does emotional intelligence play in shaping presence? I'm sorry.
So, very good question. And when I said presence is only 20% outer image, your leadership presence, we call it executive presence also.
Hmm.
That is, the 80% work has to be done from within. So your image management is all about working on three core elements: appearance, behavior, and communication. Appearance, everybody knows: dressing, grooming, body language, how you carry yourself, how you take up space. Now, all that comes under appearance, the visual cues and clues. Now, behavior. Now, tell me one thing. From where does behavior starts? It's your behavior is a reflection of your emotions. If you are agitated, you are angry, you won't behave the same way that you would behave when you are calm and composed. And think about those leaders who care about those people who make them those leaders. And that is the true mark of a leader, that you are not only leading these people, you are actually inspiring them. An integral part of leadership is inspiring others. So, very important. And if you are not emotionally intelligent, if you are not able to handle your emotions well, do you think you would be able to inspire confidence in others? No, people like to be associated with those who seem to be in charge of their situations. Or do you think they would like to be associated with somebody who's always nervous, or somebody's like, oh, I have so much of work, oh, I'm drowned in work? Do you think these people inspire confidence? Or do they even look like a senior manager? Nobody's. And what do you think? Do you think they have all the time in the world? But it is how they manage their time, how they manage their life, how they manage their emotions.
I think,
Emotional management is extremely important, and it all starts from yourself. Self
yeah,
management. One thing which is, I mean, which people are not paying attention to these days is managing themselves. And I tell you this secret mantra: if you are able to manage your emotions, you can manage anybody. Forget about managing difficult people. If you can manage your own self, your own life, your own emotions, nobody is difficult to manage.
I think that's a very important point that you said, because managing emotions is very important. And when at hard times you are still able to maintain that calm, that makes a lot of difference in the leadership process. And how can leaders avoid this presence fatigue, constantly being on?
See, first of all, it's not something you portray, it is who you are. Fatigue would come only if you are portraying being somebody else that you are not. That doesn't mean that you show up the way you want. We all are learning each day, we all are learning new skills with changing times. It's high time we learn how to manage ourselves, manage our image. Because end of the day, how many people will actually get to work with you? Just a handful, just a few countable people. And I say, why not inspire people on daily basis just by being you? Your simple smile would light up somebody's day. In today's time, everybody's like, you know stuck like this. You don't need to be so upright. Be a little relaxed in your body language. I'm not saying, be casual. See, don't be casual, otherwise you will become a casuality. But handle your emotions. So while we are working, we are so busy, we all are. So we are sitting, and then our face gets like this, and then just take a moment and breathe. We all can take one moment to breathe and then relax. Okay, let's do one thing, Prem. Do you have 1 minute with me?
Yes,
Everybody
yes, still.
whosoever is listening.
Yeah,
Okay, let's do one quick activity. Just one quick activity. Everybody's ready here?
yeah.
I want all of you to close your eyes just for a moment
Okay.
and just listen to me with all your focus. Relax your head, relax your forehead. Your eyebrows can be relaxed further. Relax your eyes and your cheeks. Your tongue needs relaxation too. Don't let it touch the upper part. Leave it there on the base of your mouth. Relax further. Relax your lips. Let your shoulders droop. Relax your neck. It's been holding your head for all your life. Relax your arms, your abdomen, your legs, and your feet too. You are absolutely relaxed from head to toe. Leave your hands relaxed. Relax further. Relax some more. Relaxing your body. Whenever you feel like you may open your eyes. Are you feeling any different, Prem, and all other viewers?
I think there's a lot of difference in when we look at closing your eyes, and when you said relax, the pointers that you tell makes things go slow down, and there's a calmness in you. So that's what happened with me.
So tell me one thing, how much time did I take?
I think you took about a minute,
Okay,
not more than
not
a
more than a
minute.
minute. Did I speak
Yeah.
any fancy, difficult Sanskrit mantra?
No.
Do you think we all can say all this to our body?
I think we should do it every day.
Not only every day, but take time out to do it multiple times in a day whenever you feel stressed. I think that is one gift you can give to yourself. And then that
Great.
recharges you again to take up the next challenge.
Yeah.
But promise me, each one of you, you start implementing this in your daily routine. Like we drink water, we finish our work, we go to washroom. We all find time for that. Don't you think it is the easiest, quickest, free of cost technique that will help
100%.
you manage your emotions? What are the emotions that are overpowering you at that time?
Thank you for that, Aarti. That's a great experience that I had. Now, coming to our pointer again, when you said this, what impact does virtual leadership have on image and presence today? Because we are in the virtual world. You and me, you are sitting in a different place. I'm sitting in Bangalore. You are sitting in Delhi. So, how is this going to help us, or what is that we are having as an impact?
Very important, Prem. And now you tell me one thing, that now that we are sitting online, we are here, and right now we are not able to meet each other. Still, people have joined from all across the globe. Now,
Hmm.
very important it is that you pay attention to your online presence. So, in fact, Prem, let's share what happened before the session. When I joined, we took 10 minutes to decide where to sit because the light was not falling on my face. Though
Right.
On my
Yeah.
desk, there is always, let me show them the secret weapon, this, which puts light on my face. Even then, the light did not seem enough. So we took
Yeah.
some time to decide exactly that. Like you said, that online presence is even more important than offline presence, because in offline we are able to look at the person as a whole. We can feel the
Hmm.
aura more, and online just this much. So you need to
Yeah.
showcase who you are. You are cut not even to half. So that means you need to put more effort. And okay, one more thing.
Yeah.
In so many Zoom meetings, we all get offended, and I think most of us do that. I mean, not after today's listening to today's session. Switch on your video. You are giving up the most important opportunity of meeting people. Nobody remembers a name. That, black and
Yeah.
white icons on your Zoom screen. Please switch on the video, and do not, when the Zoom call is start, like people are like, you, do I look like this? Do I look good like this? They're sitting like this. And do you see? And then everybody's like, oh, what is happening? So it all
Yeah.
comes from proxemics. Proxemics is a term which is used in body language, which showcases the study of distance. Even if you are online, don't be on their face. Have some time to figure out. Don't you think you would like to listen to me more when I'm sitting like this than I'm sitting like that?
Yeah.
So all this matters. You have to organize yourself, and it has a huge impact on the person who's out there. That is also a way of giving respect to this person. Dress well. The lighting should be fine. It should be on your face, not behind you. The proxemics, think about the proxemics. When you are meeting somebody, would you go and barge into that person, or would you stand at a particular distance? All those rules you need to implement in your online presence.
What does it truly mean to be in command a room, right? Is it teachable?
Can you once again ask the question?
How does it truly mean to command a room? Is it teachable?
Absolutely, yes. The good news is that it's a learnable skill. You must have seen people entering a room, and just with a smile, or the way they handle themselves, the way they take up space, the way they sit, the way they stand, their body language. There's a charisma around them. That is called a magnetic personality. And in fact, that is what I specialize in. The truth is that this can be learned. Nobody's born with a charismatic personality, yet we all can learn it. In fact, Sudha Murthy said in her autobiography, My Life in Full, that one thing that has helped most in becoming a CEO was her communication skills. And your communication is not just your words. Remember, 55% of the communication is visual communication: your clothing, your grooming, your body language, your facial expressions, your hand gestures. Or if I'm sitting like this, do you think I look that attentive? Or if I'm sitting like this, would you like to listen to me more? Or rather, would you like to listen to me when I am sitting with my broad shoulders? I want all of you to rotate your shoulders. Take a deep breath and sit straight with your head straight, proud of yourself. Don't you think immediately
Yeah.
I expanded? That is how you command a room. And when you make that a part of your personality, it's not like doing it the day you have a presentation, doing it a day when your some guests are coming, doing it a day when you are meeting your top boss. It is who you are, because remember, people are watching you. They know who you are truly, and how you show up each day matters. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that answers. Aarti, coming, we are sure we are on top of the art. There are few pointers that have come in also on the chat that we want to bring it up. One pointer that I wanted to add while we discuss on what we've been doing so far in how do you show up, the power of image and presence in leadership. I wanted to understand or tell the audience on what are the programs you do part of your 360 image making
Yes.
makeover, right? So that's the pointer that we wanted to understand. I am running a scroll down here where I put your LinkedIn profile if they want to connect to you. But if you can give some inputs on what is that you teach, what how is 360-degree image makeover helping others and the industry. A small brief that would help the audience to connect to you. I have put a scroll down where you can connect to Aarti on LinkedIn, and you can take it and have a chat with her to see how you can benefit. But I would like to have it from you, Aarti.
Thank you, Prem, for offering me this amazing opportunity to connect with all the audience. Yes, I would love each one of you to come and join my community. So the program is called Image Mastery, wherein I help you all learn those small tools, these micro tools, which are going to impact your image at a macro level. And these micro tools revolve around three core elements: appearance, behavior, and communication. Through image mastery, you will be able to master the art of image management, the art of being present, the leadership presence, your executive presence. Very important part of getting the next promotion is looking like the person who is ready for that level. So this includes how you show up every day, how you handle difficult situations. A very important part of it is art of effective communication, how to become a charismatic communicator, your body language, your vocal, verbal, visual cues. So all this is an amazing program, and I am building a community where there are people from all walks of life. That doesn't mean that I started by giving these programs only to those who were from mid management to C suite, but now this is I have created a program which is absolutely huge value for money, wherein I provide massive value. It's a 2 month journey, 8 live sessions every weekend with me, wherein we touch upon these in detail. I would share with you all the secrets that I have. I'll spill all the beans. And then there's a lot of activity that happens in the community where there are people who help you grow. There is a lot of positivity, and then accountability sets in, how you dress, how you are ready for the next level. And in fact, so many of my community members, they have been able to get the maximum increment, the next promotion, those who want to transition their career from one field to another. And in fact, do visit my LinkedIn profile and go to the testimonial sections and read what people have to say, and then you'll be able to see.
Yeah, I put the link around Aarti, this one on Aarti's link, and the scroll which is going on the scroll. I've put it on the chat. You can visit Aarti on that. Aarti, yeah, there are a couple of comments that have come in part of the discussion, so I want to bring them up before we conclude the session. I think where we left was Kenny's thing. Then we have one person coming in where says, "Ma'am, can we elaborate a difference between persistence and consistence, because everyone is start very quickly and then but then main thing they are not using it regular way. How can we maintain it regularly?" So that's one question
Who asked
from
this question?
Karthik Yadav.
Karthik?
Yeah, Karthik Yadav.
Yes, thank you so much, Karthik, for this question. And important thing is that consistency doesn't mean that showing up in your professional life every day like that. That is who you are all the time. It's how you get up. If you are you getting up like this, oh my god, मैं बहुत late हो गया, or are you getting up like I'm ready to face this beautiful day. How you start your day, that is the base. And then showing up each day in your best version. In fact, I use this for my night brushing. I would share with you. I'm still so not able to do it every night. So every night when I'm in my bed and I am reluctant to go and brush, and then I ask myself, Aarti, will your best version not go and brush your teeth? Or will she get up and go? And then I have to get up and go. So you have to put those, you need to have that self talk with you. Not any, see, you are grown ups now. Now, at this age and stage, nobody is going to come and kick you to go out and brush your teeth. You have to do it with yourself.
And I think what you are saying is very true, Aarti, because uh, change is one thing which is very difficult for us to do very quickly, and it will often see that we get pulled back. That's where we see change coming up, and we change for a few days and then say, I go back to my old self. That's what happens at many of the cases. The other question that Kenny has put around is, Arti, do you like to elaborate on how I used to wear suit every day while working in the US, and when I dress the same when walking in office in India, I am one overdress, and personally it looks like something. So your take on that?
Okay, very interesting question, Kenny. So I have two answers to that. One, never outshine your boss. Yet, include small tools, add them slowly. If you are somebody who dresses up in, absolutely casuals, and one day you'll wear a matched suit, people would go crazy. So add those elements slowly, like Prem did. And then, yes, I always say it is better to be overdressed and remembered than be underdressed and dismissed. Grooming and
No,
dressing is not something people compliment you all the time on. But if you lack of it is noticeable and remembered. So important part is that not having that is an absolutely no. Having that, and if you think you are overdressed, at least people will remember you like that. At least not somebody who doesn't show up the way he should.
I think Kenny, I would like to add, it's the same case with me. When I was in the Middle East, I was told that if we are facing a customer, that you should be with a suit. It's been 10 years now. I never go to office without a suit, and that's the image that I built on myself. If I'm not going to office, I'm not. If I'm not having a suit, I'm not going to office.
Thank you so much, Prem. And I tell you one thing, visual cues matter. In fact, carrying your jacket in your hand, even that is a visual cue. Even that matters. People would open door for you if you are carrying a jacket in your hand. Use this and then let me know. These are such simple tricks and tips which would get you more attention and recognition. So think about it. For
There
the
are,
next promotion, if there are three people who have the similar hard skills, who have the similar
yeah,
experience, similar certifications, whom would your boss choose?
true.
The
Aarti, there are a couple of pointers still which are coming in. So I think we are overshooten by another 5 minutes. So we'll respond to all the questions that have come on the chat. And because we are overshooted by 5 minutes, we would like to have these comments posted on the comment section, and we'll respond to all the comments that have come in without fail. Okay. With this, I think, Aarti, we have covered a lot of ground today in terms of understanding how executive presence is important and how we can take things very seriously. We've spoken about emotional intelligence. We've spoken about how presence of presence fatigue is there, and many pointers that we had to look at, and how do we show up as a power, the power of image and presence in leadership. We discussed a lot of ground today. Thank you for being here. And with this, what I would like to say is we have streamed this onto LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Hope you found the discussion valuable, and thank you for joining us on LinkedIn. Our next podcast is the podcast coming on the next Tuesday, which is going to be on cyber security, and you have a post on it on what is that we are talking about. I'm bringing it onto the call. Think you are safe. The truth about cybersecurity in personal and corporate worlds is what we want to talk about coming next week on Tuesday. With this, I think Aarti would like to conclude the show. Any pointer that you want to finally put across before we conclude, Aarti?
So just like what Dr. Mohan is saying, change is a constant phenomena, and yes, our image should also be changed in alignment with our changing roles and goals. So if you are still showcasing that image which you were showcasing when you were just recruited, I think it's high time we have to think about it. Think about it. Are you still looking the same, or is your communication different? Don't you think you have grown as a person? So work on that, and that's all. I would just conclude that your image matters. Start working on it, because if you'll not work on it, somebody would do the damage. So thank you so much, Prem, for inviting me. Thank you, each one of you who've been present here throughout the session. And I hope all this was extremely useful. Do follow me. And if you want to connect with me, please send a written request, because otherwise, there's so many connection requests. I sometimes tend to miss. Mention about this particular podcast that you listen to, and I would love to be connected.
Yeah. Great, Aarti. Thank you for being here. And with this, I would like to conclude the session for today. And we'll see you till the next week coming on cybersecurity. Thank you, Aarti.
Thank you,
Good
everybody.
day.
Thank you, Priyanka, Reenu, everybody, Kenny, Pranam, whosoever I can see in the chat. Thank you, Prem, once
Yeah.
again. Good night.